If you're wanting to grow and you have 3 people that's telling you, hey, we want to see this type of content, that means there's more people out there that more than likely want to see this type of content. And this is your opportunity to expand your audience and get closer with your community.
Hello, and welcome to another episode of the Coach Tribe podcast. Today, we have a very, I will call it cool topic to talk about. It's a topic that many of you have asked me to address, and that's what I'm doing here. Today, we're talking about YouTube growth and YouTube monetization. And I have a very special guest for you. She's a Penside user, she's a YouTube creator coach, a vlogger with over 20K subscribers on YouTube, over 20K followers on Instagram, and so on and so forth. So I'm very happy to have Amber with us today. Hello, Amber. How are you? We are thrilled to have you here today.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited.
I'm so excited. I just Well, Amber, would you like to start by telling us some things about your YouTube journey? How did you get to those 20K followers? What did it involve? Is it easy? Is it hard? Are there any myths that you want to, break or like bust? Like, what is it that we need to know when it comes to the big image?
Yes. So with YouTube, I would definitely never describe it as easy. That's number one. There's so many paths to growth on YouTube. And for me, it's literally been like this the entire time. So I've been doing YouTube maybe like probably like almost 7 years now, 6, 7 years. And when I originally started out, I started out as a beauty content creator. So I was strictly like hair, makeup, things like that. And I think as like, my channel evolved and I gotten interested in different things, I started talking about different topics, keto, for instance, and then YouTube growth. So my channel kind of evolved from different topics, just depending on what I'm going through in my life. So that's pretty much how we've grown from there to now with YouTube.
The Code Tribe podcast is powered by Penside. I want to take this opportunity to tell you more about Penside and how much value it can provide you and your coaching business.
Penside is an all-in-one platform for coaches and educators that enables you to quickly and easily build a highly credible page and sell your knowledge with one-to-one sessions, group coaching, courses, Q&As, digital products, and bundles. Payments, scheduling, video calling, client communications, and everything else is taken care of.
All it takes is 5 minutes to set up and it's free. It's the smartest way to kickstart your coaching business. Sign up to Penside today at pensight.com.
I love it that you put it out there that it's a journey and it's not like get this result in 30 days. Of course that happens and that's real and like that's a formula for success and that's what many of us coaches show you how to do things much faster. But I'm happy that you put it out like this because many times it's about, meeting those expectations and they're very unrealistic expectations out there for how to grow, monetize, and so on. So I'm happy, we start on a clean sheet with this idea that, of course, it involves time, energy, and work. Now, very curious about this, Amber. Do you have any coach you've worked with, or is it all you? Did you just figure it all out yourself?
Definitely trial and error. Just me uploading like, is this gonna work? Is this not gonna work? Like how it's definitely me in trial and error. I think maybe if I had a coach, I would have gotten there a lot sooner. But it's all an experience and I'm grateful for the experience itself. So yeah, just me trying things.
Of course. And that's why I asked you because, as a listener, you out there have two options right now from what I can think about. One is, you take things slowly, do them your way, and, trial and error, and you learn. And of course, that's going to take a bit longer, but everything that you learn will be solid. You're going to have those lessons on. Or I recommend a lot this option with taking a coach because many of us are coaches ourselves and we know what difference that can make. So especially when it comes to, let's say, marketing, so YouTube, social media, like there's a lot of value in getting a coach. So I just wanted to put this out there. You have these two options. Choose the one that works best for you. Both are valid. So just putting it out that getting help can also be useful, and Amber has said it herself. Now, I know you said, Amber, you were mentioning that, your niche kind of changed. You started with beauty, then it transitions to keto, then YouTube growth. Now, the question is, how would you say that finding your niche helps you with YouTube growth? Like, is there any correlation between niche and growth? Are there like any trending topics we should talk about? Or should we just stick with our niche and go full speed with that?
Hmm. Niche is really super important to me. For I think one of the biggest reasons why I had this type of growth pattern with YouTube is because I get to a point where like I'm in a niche, right? And I know that I need to create a particular type of content to engage a certain audience. And when I'm in that niche, those people are finding the channel, they're engaging and we're growing. And then all of a sudden I'm like, you know what? Let me post a vlog. And so what happens with that is you want to build an audience based upon something that's common. Maybe it's something informational or whatever type of niche that you're in. You're going to want to start there. And then once you've solidified a core audience that, that will follow you and go through those different journeys with you, then it's easier to throw in the type of content that you want to necessarily create. But I think right now in 2023, as much as we see the lifestyle trends and all these different things with vlogging and how fun that is, and the different types of things that you can experience by showing your audience that isn't what's necessarily going to excel growth right now. Niches excel growth. And if you're not the type of person that necessarily does like niche based material, what do we call it now? Content pillars. So you can have different types of content that you talk about on your channel, but you're still in a, in a, what do we want to call it? A bubble. You're like in a bubble. You're still in a bubble of different type of content ideas with your different pillars, but you're still targeting a specific type of audience. Right now, for coaches or someone that's selling like products online or have businesses, niche based content is how they're going to grow. Now, once they get past the part of, okay, I've solidified my audience and, we're going from here, then you can kind of like expand into different territories and try different things. I created a separate channel for vlogging because I love to vlog. But I know that you're not going to be discovered, as easily just by vlogging. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to put my vlogs on this channel and I'm going to leave the content that people are looking for on this channel. So I definitely say if you're looking to grow in 2023, niches are very important.
That's a super
Mhm.
good point. And it reminds us that, it all comes down to your objective and what is it that you
Mhm.
want to get out of it, right? So you
Exactly.
could do it for fun because you like it, because you enjoy it. You could do it because, you want to grow, you want to, grow your visibility, get clients your way, and so on.
Mhm.
But that's why I think being clear on what is it that you want to get out of it is very important, because then you can create and adapt the strategy accordingly. Now, Amber, I know you yeah, I'm just, like summarizing what you've said. So it's all you. Now, I know that you grew to even like 1K subscribers in 30 days, in 1 month. Like, was it something specific that led to that growth? Like, did you do anything differently? Did you, discover what was it that led to the growth?
I focus specifically, and this is when I started my new, like my vlogging channel. I focus specifically on home decor content. So whether it was in a vlog or not, the way that I would do my SEO, the way that I would title and do my thumbnails had something to do with decorating my new home. And so when those people were like, oh, this is a journey, this is a process that she's going through to decorate her home, we want to stick around for this. That's how they would grow. That's how we grew on that channel. But then when you go off to different topics, different subjects, they choose whether or not they want to stick with you on that. But for a moment there, that home decor stuff, and they wanted to know how to furnish this, where to buy this, they were in there. 30 days, I had them. I was like, oh my God, we did this. But I stuck to the topic.
But see, that's another like super cool, like great lesson to learn from now, is that sometimes, you put in that work, maybe results don't really show up, but then there's that turning
Mhm.
point where
Yes.
things start to add up, where things start to change, where you see that growth. And I just want to put this out there because I see many of us giving up way too early when we're very close to that next level. And my, I would say, lesson would be like, just keep going, stick around, because it's inevitable that the results will come. If you stick with the process, if you iterate, the results will be there. So that's just my point of view.
I agree. I definitely agree.
Got it. Now, is it, Amber, important to create content that, let's say, stands out? Because now, of course, more and more people are on YouTube with their channels. What's the importance of, creating that sort of content that stands out? Is it as important maybe as it is on Instagram or TikTok, or would you say not that much in terms of format or topic approached?
It is very important. The thing is with YouTube, because there are so many short forms of content these days, it's harder to push that long form content. So if you're wanting people to stick around and watch an 8, 10, or 30-minute video, you need to do something captivating maybe in the first 10 to 30 seconds of your video that's going to get people to want to stick around and figure out what's going on. I like to do like recaps of my, like if I'm doing like a vlog or something, I'll do like a recap of the most interesting or the most funny parts of the video that somebody's gonna be like, okay, wait a minute, I think I'm gonna stick around and see what's going on here. Or if I'm talking about something or a how to on my main channel, I'm going to get to like the meat and the potatoes in the beginning just to give them just enough to say, okay, I'm going to stick around and see if I can get the information that I need out of here. It's very important to stand out, even with like thumbnails and titling, because YouTube has so much content. There is so many other people that are there. And these days, it's not even just the fact that, you're not interested, is that once you're watching a video, you can see other thumbnails and shorts on there, and people are just going to gravitate to what looks the most interesting anyway. So it's very, very important. Just as important as it is on Instagram and TikTok, you have to have that wow factor on YouTube too to make people stick around.
Mm, that wow effect. I like it. First, grab attention and then retain attention. Makes sense to me. Now, I know we touched already a bit on some of these points, but a very important question is, what are the best practices for increasing subscribers and viewership? Like, we touched on some of them, but I sort of want something, more structured, or the secret sauce.
I'm gonna give you the secret sauce. This is what I was doing when I started my new channel because I like we talked about before. We grew that channel really quickly. We got monetized, and I was doing a lot of like niche based content about home decor. So what you want to do is you want to get some type of niche or target focus or something that you're want a goal that you're wanting people to come in for, and you want to utilize all of YouTube's features. So you want to utilize posting on your what's it called? The darn where you can go and comment or post pictures or polls on YouTube. You want to use that, the community tab. So you want to use the community tab. You want to post shorts. You want to post live videos. You want to engage with other like YouTubers as well, but you mainly want to use all of YouTube's tools because once YouTube realizes that you're utilizing all of their tools, you have more opportunity to be pushed out. You have more opportunity to get people your videos in front of people. And what I say right now, because short form content is just so popular, you definitely want to do a lot of shorts. Shorts are going to bring the viewers to the channel relatively quickly than you would a long form video. And then, make sure that you're on top. If you're going to be posting 2 or 3 shorts a week, then there needs to be a long form video on the channel as well. So when they actually go to your channel, there's more content for them to engage with and figure out, I think I like this girl. I'm going to keep watching her channel. So all the features on YouTube should be utilized. I would say posting, you want to post at least twice a week, at least, just to stay in that algorithm. I'm actually not doing that right now, but don't tell anybody. I'm on a little break. But using all of their features was really what helped me gain those 1,000 subscribers super fast, my watch hours and everything. I was like, you know what? I'm posting on the community tab. I'm going to let them know when I post a video. I'm going to post a short. I'm posting everything. So that's what I utilize, and it really, really helps.
Right, so you heard Amber, and I would say if you have a pen and paper, that's something to write that down. That's a golden nugget over there. Is this idea of like utilize YouTube more than just maybe posting that one video. It's a strategy that I've seen other people use on TikTok with TikTok features, Instagram with Instagram features. It's somehow linked to performance, so it's very important for you to leverage. Like as Amber was saying, if you can do live video, do it. If you can do shorts, for sure, do it. Community tab, like you have to sort of build that system around you that works. Of course, now if there's something you really don't want to do or something that you really don't enjoy, first of all, maybe give it a try. You might be surprised to find out that you might like become like it as you become better at it. Otherwise, you just have to like find whatever works for you, but find it, and in order to find it, you got to try it out. Okay, now, is there do you usually use other social media platforms to grow your YouTube? Like, do you bring maybe followers from YouTube to from Instagram to YouTube, or like do you ever leverage other social media platforms to grow your channel?
Most of the time, YouTube, not YouTube. Most of the time, Instagram. I'm gonna be honest, y'all. I cannot get with TikTok. I've tried. It's just, I think I may be too old. I just don't. I can't get it. My 9-year old is like, this is how you do this, mom. Like, what are you doing? And I'm like, I don't know how to do this at all. So I don't necessarily do TikTok a lot, but Instagram. I love Instagram because it gives you the opportunity to reach so many people in a short amount of time. I'm a long form content girl. I like to create a lot of, longer videos, but being able to show my personality and, showing how I can help people on Instagram is really, it's like my ace to my YouTube. If I don't have Instagram, I feel like the YouTube doesn't work right. They go hand in hand for me. So I'm able to reach a lot of people over on Instagram, and I get them to come over to my YouTube, and they're like, why haven't I seen your channel before? I love it over here. I'm like, you know what? That's that Instagram marketing. I'm able to get to you through there and get you back over to my YouTube channel. So I love Instagram. Me and Instagram are like this.
I like it, and I like this idea, like finding some sort of the things that go hand in hand, because that's in the end what brings that synergy that you're looking for, where let's say 1 + 1 = 3 instead of 2. I'm all about synergy and finding those, like, things that put together just bring much more value than separately. Now, I know you mentioned before SEO. Can you maybe tell us in short what is SEO, and how can I optimize my videos for better search rankings?
So the techie words for it is, of course, the search engine, engine optimization, I think. But that's pretty much a fancy way of saying using the right keywords to get your video in front of the right eyes. So that helps you out on Google. That helps you out on, like, if you're doing Instagram and you're using hashtags or keywords in your captions. Same thing applies to YouTube. So you want to complete your description box and make sure that you have keywords in it. So let's say if I'm looking up how to tie my shoe, you want to literally put how to tie my shoes somewhere, because that's how people are going to search for these type of videos they're looking for. So you want to do that in your description box. You want to put in keywords in your tags. You also want to put keywords in the title of your video. I wasn't always the greatest with titling my videos to make them captivating enough, because you want to do it to a point where you're not doing clickbait, which is basically saying something outlandish and it's not in your video. It has nothing to do with your video and it makes people mad. But you want to be able to interest people enough with those keywords in the title of your video, thumbnail if possible, the caption, the description, and also the tag. So you want to keep repeating what it is that's in this video, but also something that you know is highly searchable as well.
I get it. And I know you mentioned thumbnails. For those who are not yet sure about what are those, they're like the cover images of your videos, the things that you see, when you click on the next videos. How did I get my first million, or things like this? Now, of course, thumbnails, Amber, are very, very important. I was reading that, that's one of the most important criteria for success on YouTube, is like how good your thumbnails are. And there is an element of being clickbaity slash catchy that is important. How do you strike a balance between, not being too clickbaity and still getting those viewers in?
So I tell my students that the thumbnail should never be the afterthought. I had to learn that the hard way. So sometimes you film content and then it's like, oh, I didn't think about a thumbnail. I'll just, do a screen capture or something like that. Thumbnail, when you're thinking of your video idea, that should also be what you're thinking of. So if you're thinking of, how to grow on YouTube, even though, you're talking about how to grow on YouTube, and of course you can just throw up some wording of how to grow on YouTube, you also want to think of what people are thinking about when they're thinking about success of YouTube. Are they thinking about money? Are they thinking about, cameras? Are they thinking about, laptops, things like that? You want to you have those images already in your mind. So that way you can create the imagery for it. You want to be able to take the pictures yourself, or are you going to Google the type of things that you're looking for? Are you going to get fancy and go on Photoshop and create something? But you also want to type in the title or whatever that is you're wanting to create and look at the thumbnails that are already there. See if there's something that's like a pattern, or if there's something that you can do to stand out, or just making sure it's not like too outlandish. So you want to compare what you have in mind, or your thumbnail that you've already made, to what you see. And you want to see what's getting views, what's not getting views. And that's how you create your thumbnail. Thumbnails should always be the planning part of the video, never an afterthought. That's my rule.
I love it. And I think a very important thing that you just sort of touched on was this idea of, in a way, research. Like you said, choose something that you see already works, already get viewers in. And I think many of us, that's one of our biggest challenges with content, is usually trying to reinvent the wheel. We try to, like come up with everything new, original. But I'm seeing again and again that this sort of success formula many times is people taking what already works and replicating that in their style. So before you try to come up with anything, I would say from my experience, try to see like what already works and like take that and put it into your own like light voice and so on. Would you agree? Is that that's something that you found out yourself as well?
Because once you get to a point where you're able to establish your own audience, you know that they're tuning in. Then you can jazz it up. You can do all the funny, cool stuff then, but go for what's currently getting people's attention. Because if not, you may just get lost in the sauce. So it's important to kind of figure out not necessarily what the trends are, but figure out what attracts people. You know what I'm saying? And that's definitely going to help each time.
And in terms of trends, what's your experience with that? For example, for those listening, when I'm saying trends, for example, when there's, for example, now it was like Barbie movie came out, and there were lots of companies who created content around Barbie, and that sort of had like higher reach. So I want to ask you, Amber, is that something that has worked for you? Taking a trending topic and sort of integrating that into your content, and that somehow worked out? Like, did this work for you, or would you recommend creating content around trends?
If there's a way that you can integrate it into your marketing, absolutely. And the reason why I'm a little apprehensive on it is because I hate trends personally, because I'm just like, I'm not doing that. But if there is a way that you can strategically fit a trend to actually go with whatever you're trying to push out, do it. As long as the thing is, when people see the trends and this, that, and the third, they're cool. But if you're trying to actually, if you're like a business owner and you're wanting to start YouTube, that's the lane that you need to go into as far as the trend. So if you see the Barbie movie and you sell lip gloss, absolutely jump on it. You know what I'm saying? But just like, I don't know. For me, I think I just have a different mindset when it comes to trends. Because I personally, I'm just like, I like to see other people do it, but I don't like to do it. But if you're looking at it as a business standpoint and a marketing standpoint, and it goes with whatever your niche is, definitely hop on it. You're going to see visibility. You're going to have people that's going to come to you, but don't always expect them to convert into real deals, subscribers, or followers. It may not happen. It can, but it may not happen. Don't bank on it.
And another, like, I guess, sort of warning is you also don't want to grow for the wrong thing. Like, I was talking to many creators who were big, and they were saying that sometimes, yes, going viral, of course, is really cool. Like, it brings you visibility, followers, but it might not be what you want, because it can bring a set of followers that have nothing to do with your content. So that's why, being strategic with your content is, again, very important.
And I definitely I can piggyback off of that. I had that happen to me, and this is what I say when I tell my students: when you're creating content, and I guess if you have like a niche or whatever it is, try to only find that niche that you're gonna want to create that content about. I know people evolve and they change and they have different passions, but whatever it is that you're gonna create that content about, it needs to be something that you strongly believe in, because you're gonna have so many. If your video or whatever the content is that you put out, that you're just like, I just want to do this just because, and it hits, and it gets to a point where you have to recreate that content to get those people to come back, it is going to drain the life out of you. I had that happen to me once when I did my BBL series, and it was just literally to help other women that were going through the same experiences, like to help with the recovery. But they blew up. The videos blew up, and I'm like, why do these people keep asking me about my butt? But I'm like, you know what? I want that put that information out there. And I was like, I don't want to hear anything else about it. I don't care to make another video about it. Just leave me alone about it. But you have to be passionate about whatever it is that you're putting out. Don't put something out there and then, expect it to be a one and done. And that's the one that takes off. And then you end up forcing yourself to do this content, because when you force yourself to it, you're going to burn out. And that's a really big thing with YouTube, burning out.
And with content in general. And I thank you so much for bringing this up, because this idea of, I think, the long-term game changed the mindset for me and many other creators. It's like, try to remember that you're here for the long-term game, if you are here from the long-term game, of course. But that again will change the strategy, because you'll see things adding up, you're gonna do things differently. And if you don't see that success right now, you know that success looks differently when you look at a bigger scale. So also just wanted to put that out.
Definitely.
Now, I know, Amber, you mentioned something about equipment. I want to ask you, because I know video production is editing is, I think, a very also, it's an important part of YouTube success as well. So the question is, what equipment slash software do I need for high quality video production? And also, is high quality video production important? And how serious should I take that subject?
That should definitely be a serious thing. Anyone that's new, I'm always going to recommend this little guy right here, the back camera, 4K, 60 frames per second. The reason why I do that is because a lot of people find out that once they're on YouTube, they don't like it. They're like, you know what? I'd rather do something else. And they have this expensive camera for no reason, and they're never going to use it again and never pick it back up. These things have amazing quality. They have amazing sound. If you're just starting out and you know that you're testing the waters, you're trying to figure out how it goes, get you one that has a lot of storage and you're good to go. You can edit on iMovie. I promise it's perfect. But if you're more so in it for the long term and you're really into wanting to provide that high quality and everything like that, I totally recommend the Sony ZV-1. It is an amazing camera, amazing sound, amazing 4K picture. I use Final Cut Pro. For like Mac users, if you have iMovie on your computer, that's also awesome. But the camera that I currently use right now is the Sony ZV-E1. It's a much more expensive line of camera. So I would never tell a beginner, hey, go out and get this camera, because it's a pretty penny. But the quality is like almost cinematic. It's amazing. So I think start out with something simple. And the more that you realize that you're falling in love with not just doing YouTube, but like the cinematography, and you want to elevate, then that's when you elevate your cameras and you go out and purchase all these things. But if you're just starting out, I recommend the phone, because you can do short form and long form at the same time.
And there's also like excuses out, like when we get started, sometimes we get stuck into this idea, oh, but I need this camera, I need this microphone, I need this like setup slash lighting system. It's all of these things that we think we need, and yes, of course those bring value, but in the beginning the focus should be on something else. And I like it how it just said it, use your phone. Like if you have a good camera for your phone and you are showing your iPhone, for those who are not seeing this and are listening to it, just get started. That's the most important thing, I think. Put your phone there and get your feet into the water, and then everything will come together.
If you're like me, you're going to end up with like 5 cameras.
or that, or that, of course. It's all decision making, right? It's all decisions that we make, and then we deal with them. Now, I know you mentioned some editing softwares. What do we need to know about editing again? Like, where is that important? What should, with know, at least when we get started with editing? Like, what sort of edits should we do? How fancy should we get about those?
So with editing is literally just as important as filming the content, because you have to think about it. Everything that like with this, everything that you don't want to be in there is in your hands. So if you're like me, when I'm recording and I'm talking, I'm like blah, 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 I'm stumbling and all this other stuff. So I'm like, let's cut that out. And then also with me, editing is like more of it's more of a passion for me, because I like to replicate things that I see on TV. So if I'm looking at a TV show and I'm looking at their transitions, like if we're going from waking up in the morning and you see the sunrise and you see the commute to work and different things like that, I take it like that. I think I am a filmmaker. That's what I want to believe. So I take it a lot more serious. But starting out, you don't want to be too strategic. You don't want to be overly done, because you'll frustrate yourself, because editing can take a very long time. That's why I recommend everybody when they start out to use iMovie, because it's super simple and easy to learn. And then once you're ready to start really diving in and really doing some good editing, you can hop over to like Final Cut or Adobe Premiere Pro, things like that. But is when you're starting out, I would say the simplest route to go is just basically knowing how to get in there, cut out different things, when to add music, and when to add some good transitions. But that's like the basics of what you need to know. I actually have, as part of like one of my courses or my one-on-one teachings, like editing courses, I'd really like to get in there and dive and show my girls how to really, learn how to do editing, because it can really be something that elevates your video. Even if the video isn't that interesting, the things that you can do to add during like post when you're editing is insane. I love it. Absolutely love it. It takes a long time, but I love it.
And again, like, of course, as you said, like, adds value to it and elevates it, in your words. But again, I would say, at least in the beginning, it's not necessary. Of course, like, some editing is gonna, really make a difference. But again, it's not the nitty gritty. It's like those principles, the fundamentals that you first, I would say, need to sort of look at, rather than visual effects or things like this, which are, let's say, a bit the next level. And now, when you were talking, I just had this follow-up question on thumbnails. Should our thumbnails have the same title as the YouTube title, or should it be different?
You want anything that's going to be worded in your thumbnail, they need to be keywords that are going to stand out, that are quick and easy. So vlogging is a little bit different. Vlogging, because most of the time people just put up their vlog and they tell you what they're doing in the vlog. So that's different. But if you're having a sit down video where we're talking about a particular topic, how to grow on YouTube, then in your thumbnail, you probably want to do fast YouTube growth. Anything that's going to get straight to the point, easy to read, is what you want to put in there. The title, let the title do the long, drawn out, okay, this is what my video is about. But if I'm not looking at that title and I'm just looking at the thumbnails, it does need to tell me what I'm looking for, but quick and easy. Quick and easy.
Quick and easy. Got it. Any, let's say, tips when it comes to optimizing video titles, descriptions, slash thumbnails? Like, as in, do you use any tools to help you with that all the time? Do you use, let's say, Chat GPT? Like, any tips on this things?
My favorite tool to use is vidIQ, so I don't have to think. It just does it for me. So I key in like what my title it should be or what I want it to be, and then it gives you like this little AI feature that it'll change the title to better keywords if you want it to, and then it also gives you different keywords that you can use in your description and in your tags. I love, what is it, vidIQ? Yeah, vidIQ. There's also TubeBuddy. I've used that before. It's really good, but I think I prefer the vidIQ over it. So if you're just not one of those people that want to think about having to, really get into the analytics and all that stuff, there are tools that help you do it.
Yeah, yep. That's what I wanted to get out of you, and I just got it out of you. So Cool. Now, another interesting topic is engagement and community. And the first question that I want to ask you is, how important is engagement for growth slash the algorithm and community? Like, how important are these and how should we tackle them?
Extremely important. If you are having people comment under your videos and you're not commenting back at all or commenting back 10 days, then you're showing the people that I don't care that you're here and you're watching me and you're supporting me. You want to make sure that your audience feels valued and that you're actually able to reach out to them and speak to them. I have people sometimes that comment under my videos and I comment back. They're like, I can't believe you responded. I'm like, girl, I'm gonna respond. I like to talk to y'all. You're taking the time out of your day to support something that's on my channel that you don't have to do. I'm going to take my time out and respond and talk. That's how you cultivate an audience. That's how you make people feel like they're actually somebody, or like not necessarily say your friend, but you make those people feel comfortable. And these are the type of people that goes out and tell their friends. I watch this girl on YouTube and I love her channel. She even responds when I talk to her or whatever. That's how you build a community. You talk to them, you ask them questions, you do polls, even DMs, like get to know your audience, because for one, that's how you're going to figure out what type of content to make, because they're going to tell you, oh, can you make a video about this? And if that's in my niche, that's in my line, you know what? I sure can. But you want to make sure that if you're wanting to grow and you have three people that's telling you, hey, we want to see this type of content, that means there's more people out there that more than likely want to see this type of content. And this is your opportunity to expand your audience and get closer with your community. So it is 1000% very important to engage with your community for sure.
Making people feel seen and heard. That's very, very important. And I know I was talking to other big creators out there, and an important lesson that I learned and I really want to share was, remember that how you treat, your small following is in a way how you're going to treat your big following. So many people, when we have 10, 100, maybe even 1,000 followers slash subscribers, we think is not good enough, or sometimes we don't really get involved, we don't put our best selves out there, and we always say we're going to do it later. Oh, when I'm going to have this many followers, I will do things differently. But I think the truth is that it all starts small, and how you treat those first followers will sort of sometimes dictate the way you're going to grow, because that is visible, that is seen. Also, algorithm loves engagement, algorithm loves those sort of real interactions. And I just wanted to again say that you don't need to have X amount of followers to start doing, let's say, the right things.
Yes, that's true. That's 100% true.
I am glad that you agree with that. And now, is there any other way for turning those viewers into your subscribers? Any other sort of tactics that you use more than, engagement, more maybe than the end screen sort of clickable links or subscribe? Like, is there anything else you do to turn viewers into subscribers?
Mm-hmm. You literally have to tell people to subscribe. So in the video, and it was so funny because I was someone's video I was watching. I didn't know. I can't remember who it was. And it was about YouTube growth and, how to grow on YouTube. And you literally have people that come to your channel because they know that you have certain information, but they're not subscribed. And it could be because they're not signed into their account or whatever the case may be. But adding a call to action in your video, beginning, middle, and end, definitely helps. So if you're watching my video at the beginning, I'm going to say, hey, welcome. I'm going to introduce myself. And I'm going to say, binge watch my videos and subscribe to the channel. In the middle of the video, I'm going to say, hey, let's go ahead and subscribe to the channel. At the end of the video, I'm going to tell you to subscribe to my channel. I also have pop-ups in my videos, like at the bottom that says follow on Instagram or comment below, subscribe to the channel. Sometimes you just literally have to say, hey, subscribe to my channel. So that's definitely one way of doing it. Other than like engaging with those people, because I find the moment that somebody comments and I engage back with them, they're like, I just subscribed. I'm like, okay, cool. I can dig that. You know what I'm saying? Just making people feel seen and heard, and literally just telling them, hey, call to action, subscribe to my channel. That all works.
It's very important, and I feel like it's, you gotta shout it out loud from the bottom of your lungs if you wish, because if you feel bad about it, because that's one of the challenges, right? Like we feel bad to tell people to subscribe or to like watch next, but change your perspective. It's about like allowing other people to leverage you more, to take advantage more of you, like to deliver more value to them. So I think when you change this perspective of it's not about me, it's about them and what they're missing out if they're not subscribing, I think that sort of will change things around. Now, the last sort of question, because we are getting towards the end of this episode, and around audience building is, what are the biggest challenges that you see people, especially in the beginning, facing when it comes to their YouTube journey, and how can we overcome those challenges?
The biggest one is just simply getting started. People will talk about, I want to do YouTube. I don't know where to start. I don't have a camera, this, that, and the third all day. And they're like, I don't know how to act on camera and this, that, and the third. You're never going to know unless you put that content out there and learn how to evaluate. I think most of all the YouTubers I know or that I've watched have all said how their first video was cringy or this, that, and the third. They would have never learned how to scale up, how to elevate, how to come on camera and be a personality had they stopped or had they not tried at all. You have to continue to produce the content. First of all, you have to start. You have to continue to produce the content. You will determine where you need to upgrade or where you need to change this or how you need to, film that. It's all going to come. It's just literally getting started and staying consistent. A lot of the times, I know we're all human. We fall off the bandwagon or something's not working and we want to give up. We have to learn how to pivot. That's a really big thing for me right now because I think I'm going through my season of pivoting in myself. So it's like you don't have to give up. You don't have to stop. You're never going to get better if you don't continue to go. So yeah, just getting started and, learning from experience is how you do it.
I love that. Absolutely love that. Now, the last part that I want to touch on, there is literally monetization of YouTube, and we can, we're gonna be brief about it, but I think the main question is, what are the various ways we can use to monetize our YouTube presence?
Let's see. As far as like the AdSense and all that stuff, like different things that you can do or how to get monetized.
I would say, like, what are the ways we can make money with YouTube first? Like, how can we make money with YouTube?
Okay, so initially, of course, you want to get your basic requirements, which is like I believe now the 1,000 subscribers and the 4,000 hours of watch time. If they haven't changed it, I think they've made an update recently. So just want to first of all just your basic minimum requirements. And of course, YouTube tells you that it keeps a track of it once you create your channel. But another thing that you can do is once you get a certain amount of requirements on there, you can do like shops. So if you have like a business and you have a store, people can purchase things directly off of your YouTube channel. You can create your own merch. You can have your own digital products yourself and you can advertise that on YouTube. I think the biggest one that everybody loves to talk about are the sponsorships and brand deals. They can be absolutely amazing. Once you're starting to grow on there and brands are just, starting to discover who you are, those are some amazing opportunities that you can do. There's a lot of ways to get, funded from, not funded, but you can start to monetize your YouTube channel. But those are just they're like the bare minimum. There's a lot. There's a lot of ways these days. Even with like going live, you can get like, just like you do on Instagram, like people can send you money through live and it's a lot.
When is this topic something that I should think about? Like, when maybe should I start being serious about monetizing my YouTube presence? Do I have to see some sort of success metrics over there, like growth signs, or is it something that I should know from the start? Like, what are the ways I want to make money with this? Like, when should I think about this? That's the main question.
um, this is gonna be like a really probably a controversial answer. I'm going to say for the very beginning, because of course we all know why we're there, right? But then we also don't want to get into YouTube for the money. You want to get into YouTube because it's a creative source or creative outlet because you know that's something that you like to do if you're on a personal level. But think about it, if you're a business and you're trying to grow and reach a bigger audience, you're thinking about the money first thing. So I would think always have that in the back of your mind as a goal. But if YouTube is something that you like personally want to do to brand yourself, make sure, of course, it's something that you want, that you love, is your passion, because it means you're going to keep doing it. You're going to keep growing. But once you see people are coming in and they're enjoying you just as much as you enjoy creating, I say go for it. Why not? Go for it.
Got it. I got it. And I think I'm very happy with sort of stopping it here because, of course, again, there are lots of things to ask when it comes to monetization. Maybe that's, a topic for a next conversation. You never know, because that by itself it's a whole new topic, right? But I wanted to ask you, Amber, where can people find you? How can you help people, and why should they follow you, subscribe to your channel? What is in it for them, and how can you help them?
You can find me on pretty much all social media, aka Instagram and YouTube, because those are the only ones I can work. At Amber Charnice. So on Instagram over at Amber Charnice, you're gonna find there a lot of my coaching material on how to grow your YouTube, editing courses, one-on-ones if you just want to sit down and talk with me about, starting a YouTube channel. I also offer a YouTube growth course, which a lot of people have taken. I've gotten a lot of great reviews on that as well. You can also find me on YouTube at Amber Charnice. That is my main channel. You're going to find lots of YouTube tips. And then I also have a vlogging channel where I just let loose and I just be myself over there, which is Amber Charnice TV. So if you like to watch vlogs, if you got a little taste of my personality here, like I say on my YouTube channel, go binge watch my videos. And once you realize that you love me, just go ahead and subscribe there. Okay. But that's where you can find me.
Sounds great to me. So you heard, Amber. If you want to, learn more about YouTube, go follow her on Instagram. Go subscribe on YouTube. If she, helped you somehow today, which I think you did since you're still here. And of course, check out, her Penside profile, take on that course if you think it's for you. Get on that one-to-one with her and just try to find ways in which she can add even more value, because she obviously has a lot to add to your life. So that's sort of my call to action. Um, but yeah, any last words, Amber, for our listeners today? Any sort of, is it a pep talk? Anything they should, know, or like what can we leave them with?
What we can leave you guys with, YouTube is a great source. It's a great outlet. Just if you're wanting to do this creatively, or if you're wanting to strategically go in there with like a business plan to help elevate your business that you already have, YouTube is amazing. You have to think about it. It's practically Google, because people love video form content. So a great way to grow your audience or to grow your platforms, YouTube is definitely going to be beneficial for anybody that's looking to do any of that. And then if you're just someone who's wanting to start, in the content creation space or the content creation world, just get out there and do it. I was one of those people. I'm one of the, what would you call it? Like the imposter syndrome and all that stuff. I'm just like, can I really do it? Literally just do it. You will always talk yourself out of it if you continue to say, should I? Or when I get this. No, literally just do it, because creating content has literally changed my life, and it's such a creative outlet for me. I absolutely love it, and I love teaching people how to get on and just be yourself, and create the content, and show the world who you really are. So don't talk about it, don't think about it, just do it. Always just do it. Nike, just do it.
Just do it. Just do it. Two powerful words that bring so much more value together. Got it. Well, I think this is a great way to end this episode. I feel empowered. I feel motivated to just go out there and do it. So I want to thank you, Amber, for this episode, for all the tips and tricks that you've shared today. And also thank you, dear audience, for sticking till the end. I hope you enjoyed this episode. And I guess I see you all for the next episode of the Coach Tribe podcast. Oh, yes, and of course, subscribe. Please leave a review. Your feedback is very important. So, yeah, see, Amber, I'm taking your lesson, asking our listeners to subscribe. Awesome. See you. Bye bye. Hope you enjoyed this episode.
We'll be releasing every Wednesday, so make sure to
Subscribe
and rate us 5 stars where you're listening to this show to give others a chance to discover it too.